Hello everyone, it's Omae and welcome back to the brand new video. Today we're using an old friend, SOBAMASK, in his raid suit in his 6+ Super Evolution form with a friend captain Van Ogre and Devon. If you are struggling to find Van Ogre and Devon friends, go to your friend list and then make sure that all of your Van Ogre and Devon friends that show up here are favorited. It's a very important detail. This was something discovered a few months ago. If you favorite your friend captain, they have a way higher chance of showing up. So a lot of the time you'll notice that even though you have these friend captains in your list, they don't show up at all. But if you favorite them, it forces the game to show them to you. So very important detail. This is great for extra 3 drops. A lot of damage from Van Ogre and Devon. They have a lot of utility that helps us in this quest compared to the Avalo Pizarro, Senwan, and Vasco shot, right? So let's get straight into it. This should be able to beat level 200. Okay, so we'll be going up against level 126 without the USA buff or the Sanji buff for stat increase. So first off, why does this character synergize so well with Van Ogre and Devon? Well, they're both quick free spirit units. Sanji is a universal attack boosting captain. He does have the ability to activate his special 3 times in the quest in quick succession, thanks to his ability that whenever a Straw Hat or Reiju uses their special, he reduces his own cooldown to max. The main reason I first found this character to be helpful for the quest is that he does have the captain shift, or captain action should I say, which allows him to evade every type of enemy defensive effect. So on stage 3 of the quest, there is going to be damage nullification, remove SFX, and a tandem or barrier. So Sanji can evade both the damage nullification and the barrier, and then Van Ogre and Devon captain removes the remove SFX. His special is also really quite helpful. He gives a full board of matching orbs. He provides consistent damage throughout the quest, but then he also reduces the 8 turns of burn, instant burn on the final stage. Since we removed that, we can actually use the rush special or the rush ability of versus Zoro to get even more damage. He also gives us a 3.5x attack boost, which complements the orb boost from Van Ogre and Devon quite well. Additionally, he's going to give us a 1.7 chain boost to get around the chain minimum attack down on the final stage. So overall, this character is just incredible for this, both his captain and his special. Now, since we are running Nami and Karina as a sailor, they do have the ability to resist special rewind, so we can use Karina's form to get around the rewind on stage 4, as well as the defense up, and give us an orb boost which will complement the attack boost from a SOBAMASK. Additionally, we can use their swap effect to give G orb to our SOBAMASK, which will allow him to kill on stage 3 quite easily. So great character for this. Even though we're not using her as the captain for extra drops, she's still an amazing sub. Make sure you have the cooldown reduction potential ability completely maxed. Rodo is great. For one, he's just giving us a guaranteed drop, but mostly he is providing us the damage reduction utility here, which is great on the final stage. Also a pretty nice base attack boost, but overall he's definitely the one that will probably be replaced the soonest, especially if I'm trying to get higher damages, because he's not even doing much damage on the team in the first place. He's not boosted by a lot of the special effects, but yeah, he's still great for utility here. And then versus Zoro, this unit's mainly here for damage. The Katarina and Devon do provide, I said her name and then her surname, I mean Devon and Van Ogre. They provide a conditional boost for increased damage taken. This unit procs it. They also will provide the defense up removal, which is great, and then also give us a chain boundary to get around the chain minimum attack down. This is also great alongside the chain boost from SOBAMASK, and then he also provides the Rush Sugo special, which will give us much more damage, right? Finally, we're running PKA Reiju 5+. I mean, she's definitely also quite replaceable. She's only doing a color affinity, but it is quite reliable for the team. If we have a way to give the enemy poison, she could be even more useful for damage giving the enemy set target. But for now, she's just there for color affinity, and also her special will set Sanji's special to max. Although we already have enough cooldown reduction from the Nami, Karina, and the Zoro to activate SOBAMASK 3 out of 3 times, so we really don't need her. She's definitely replaceable. We're also running a -2 cooldown ship. It really doesn't matter what else it's doing as long as it's giving that cooldown. And then once again, we were running the coveted Mr. 3 support on our Sanji to give him cooldown. I'm pretty sure Sanji does not need Limit Break expansion and won't need level Limit Break 5 either. The worst that's going to happen if you don't have Sanji maxed is you'll have to hit 1 or 2 extra perfects, but it's really not that big of a deal. Finally, we are running the Mihawk support on versus Zoro. So since Zoro does damage, this activates and reduces the enemy's damage reduction on the final stage. So this, alongside Rodo's 4 turns, gets around all 6 turns of the enemy's damage reduction. Okay, so let's get straight into it. We're starting off in Karina's form, as well as the friend captain in Van Ogre's form. And once again, you do not need the expansions, you do not need the rainbow, as long as you have the potential ability of cooldown reduction on Nami and Karina max. That's all that matters. None of the other potential abilities really matter. Of course, if you have Rush maxed, it'll give you more damage, but it'll still activate at level 1, right? So we are going to hit auto. Stage 1 and 2 is no stall, so long as you have a -2 cooldown ship and the Mr. 3 support. If you don't have either of those, you will have to stall a bit of extra turns. Just make sure that Sanji is ready on stage 3, right? Well, actually, wait, no, I still have to stall another turn here, so it's actually 2 turns of stall. We need Sanji on stage 3 for damage, so yes, it would be nice to use Reiju's special there to charge Sanji's special to max, but we really want to save that color affinity on Reiju, so just make sure you're leaving stage 2 with 4 turns of cooldown remaining on Sanji, and then Mr. 3 will make up for the remainder of that. So now we can use the special of... yeah, we can use Sanji's special. This will give us an attack boost. That's quite important for our damage. The matching orbs don't really matter since we will be using Nami and Karina's swap anyways. This will give us base attack and G orbs, which are even stronger than those tandem orbs right now. And then of course the captain shift to Sanji. And with this, it should be quite an easy kill. I'm gonna hit at least 2 perfects just to make sure. But yeah, it's a very easy kill because we also have the tap timing bonus damage from Sanji's captain shift. So if you have like Sanji at level 99, any 6+ form, rather hit like 3 perfects just to be safe, right? So what we're going to do here is use the swap of Van Ogre and Devon to get rid of the paralysis orbs. Then we can use Nami Karina's swap for the G orbs and the base attack boost, and then the special to get around the rewind and the enemy's defense up. We aren't going to be using Sanji's special here. Also, make sure on stage 3 you're hitting at least 2 perfects. This will allow us to get the chain boost of 1.7 in this turn. Very important for damage. So with that, we can kind of just hit a perfect and then a kill with Sanji and Devon Van Ogre. They do have barrier penetration, and our Sanji still has the captain shift active, so both of them will go through the barrier. Let's just hit a good strike. And then, yeah, Van Ogre kills very easily in the Katarina Devon form. Final stage against Garp, he will have a damage reduction and a defense up of 6 turns, 7 turns of despair to us, as well as an 8-turn burn. We also have a chain minimum of 2.75x attack down. So at this stage, we can use the special of Van Ogre and Devon to get around the despair and give us a conditional attack boost, should I say. At this point, we can use our first Sanji activation. This will give us our first bit of the attack boost. When we use Sanji the second time, his attack boost will go up to a whopping 3.5x. Reiju as well here for the color affinity. Why not? And then Sanji will remove the remaining 4 turns of instant burn and buff the attack boost. Since we have 3 Destroyed Pirate tag units on the crew, Zoro will provide both a chain boundary and enemy increased damage taken. We can also use his versus effect after that to buff the increased damage taken and give us a final tap buff. My boy Zoro, okay. Chain boundary and the conditional boost. And then Mihawk, super important support there. Rodo for the remaining turns of damage reduction, and then the versus effect of Zoro. Even if you wanted to, you can't use Sanji again. There's a limit of 3 specials per quest. Now we can tap with Zoro to start off the rush ability. Since we have so much HP and none of the burn remaining, the rush is a massive increase in our damage, and we don't have to risk dying from the burn. And then of course just tap on either your Sanji or Divine Van Ogre for a very easy kill. I mean, Zoro already killed. We didn't even need to use Sanji or Van Ogre. So a very strong team. Once again, unfortunately, we do have to stall a bit there on stage 2 just to get Sanji ready. But if you are not worried about the color affinity from Reiju, you can just use Reiju special on stage 3. That'll help with your damage a lot and also get Sanji ready, so you won't even need Mr. 3. You won't need to stall. But when it comes to the later levels, you definitely want to save the Reiju for that extra 2.5x color affinity on the final stage. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about the team, ask them down below. Let me know if you are someone who only has Sanji at level 99 without limit break expansion. How is your damage? Can you kill on stage 3 and 4? As I said, you can definitely use Reiju instead on stage 3. That'll help with your cooldowns and also with your damage quite a bit. I'll see you guys in the next one for more teams, hopefully level 150 plus. Peace, and I'm out.